morning, church. We are so glad to have you here with us this morning to worship God. If you will stand with us and let's lift our voices through song to Him this morning.
To Sunrise City Church. Happy 4th of July week. I hope you're ready to eat as many hot dogs and hamburgers as I'm going to throw down this week. It's almost scary how many hot dogs I'll eat. But we are happy that you are here with us today. If you're visiting, hey, we are happy to have you. You in your seat have a Connect card. It tells you a little bit about who we are and what we do. And as you walked in the doors, you always see our mission statement there to love God, love people, and live the word. And as we're here today, we say, man, let's take this time to really seek out God's will, not only for our lives, man, what does he want us to do today? What does he want us to hear from through worship, what we're singing, reminding us that, man, what we're singing is singing to God. We're worshiping him, or through the word as you are here. To the start of a new series. Man, I'm excited for what God's going to teach us through this new book that we're going to be walking through as a church, but I'm just excited for what God's doing. And if you are here and it is your first time, I encourage you to fill that Connect card out, drop it in the back at our Connect table. You'll be able to take a gift with you. We also just send you something in the mail to say thank you for being here. So we are happy that you're visiting. I know I felt like I have really missed my community group. We are finally about to kick back off. We usually take a month or two in the summer. We are starting not this week for 4th of July, but the following week. We're kicking back all 4 of our groups. So I encourage you, hey, if there's a Sunday afternoon, we've got childcare for that group. So if you've got young kids, maybe you're new here, maybe you don't know somebody who can watch them, we do have childcare for the Sunday afternoon group. We have another group that meets on Mondays, another group that meets on Wednesdays, and then another that meets on Thursday evening. So I do encourage you to pray about that, because here at Sunrise City Church, and as mobile as the community is, as transit as everything seems to be, I love that our groups get together every week outside of church to encourage each other, to pray for each other, and also to dive into the Word. Maybe something I said, maybe something Pastor David said, kind of confusing. That's where we can hash that out and talk through the things and how we can really apply what we're doing, and also, man, really connect and build some friendships. So I do encourage you, as those are about to kick back off, to sign up. You just say what day you're interested in. There's a sheet back there. The community group leader will contact you today. They'll let you know what their group looks like, what time, where they're located, and make sure that you get connected right away. We do have one announcement. We do a break once in the middle of the year for church, no service, and then once at the end of the year. That gives our volunteers who set up every week, those who serve in the back teaching kids every week, those who are doing what you're seeing all the time, and just a time to kind of breathe. That's coming up on August 6th. So we won't have service, but we do put a service on our Facebook, and we share that so you guys know that if you've been here for any time. So that week that we don't meet coming up, you'll be able to get onto our Facebook. You'll log in. Sometimes we get together as a group, sometimes just with your family or maybe yourself, and still on Sunday a time to fellowship, to hear a quick word, and just enjoy that time to say, let's take a breath, let's remember who God is, let's rest, but let's also continue to worship even through social media. So I'm excited for that message as well. Giving in the back, as always, we don't pass the buckets around, but we do encourage you, even as David just talked about as we closed our discipleship series just last week, about the importance of giving in a believer's life. Just that we encourage, hey, what the Bible, New Testament talks about, giving cheerfully, giving sacrificially, and giving regularly, just so that we can see that God is being glorified through every action that we take, including our finances. So I encourage you to pray where God may be leading you there. Of course, sunrisecitychurch.com/give for all of you who do that online. Grab a discipleship guide. They're still there. Our series is done. But hey, as we're encouraging each other, and so as we continue to do that, we also have one more thing, which is our men's ministry is finally about to kick back off for another few months. David is going to send out a schedule here very soon with some few things for about 5 or 6 months that we're going to get to dive into and enjoy as a men's ministry again. If you haven't signed up for that, there is a sheet in the back where you can say, hey, I'm interested in getting together with the fellas. We go camping, we do all that fun stuff, and we really get to enjoy fellowship as men and where God's calling us as a church in our men's ministry. So I know I'm really excited about that and what David's got planned for us. So I encourage you, there's so much that we can do to get connected here. So as we are always here every week pushing a lot of this stuff, hey, community groups are coming. They are crucial to the lives of us here at Sunrise City Church. Men's ministry, those type things are crucial because it helps us to learn more of where God has us, not only as a church, but as people here, as a family, as a husband, as a wife, whatever it may be, what God has for you. So I'm excited for that. But I do encourage you now to stand up, shake some hands with somebody you haven't met, and we'll get back to worship.